Enterprises face many challenges from startup to operation. Some struggle to get funding from commercial banks. A leading SA venture capital company, Kinson, recently launched a 400 million rand fund for high-tech and black-owned SMEs, creating sustainable businesses and jobs. Tomorrow, Kinson will sign a partnership agreement with USAID in Durban. Jacko Maree, who is a member of President Ramaphosa's Envoy, to raise $100 billion for South Africa as part of Invest SA, will preside over the proceedings. To tell us more about this fund is Gavin Reardon, who is founder and director of Kingson Capital, and he joins us from our Durban studios. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Right. So, Gavin, how was this fund started?
This fund, particularly is our second fund, and it started about 18 months ago when we saw the opportunity to put something like this together and take advantage of this partnership agreement, which we're about to announce tomorrow with the international, with USAID, United States Government and International Aid Organization. And so we're very excited about this partnership and this arrangement that we have with USAID.
So how will funding be done?
This partnership that we're announcing is a loan portfolio guarantee, which allows us to raise capital from the private sector. It is a partnership agreement with the USAID, which allows us to issue debt to the underlying businesses, and we will basically mitigate some of that risk that investors take with us by issuing that guarantee. So the fund is capitalized by high net worth individuals, by corporates, South Africa, and also international investors that have an appetite for South Africa.
What criteria are you going to use to select companies which may apply?
Our companies that select is very much important. It has to align with our investment thesis and investment mandate, and that is to invest into high growth tech businesses and black-owned SMEs. And on the tech side of things, we would look to invest into the financial services, into the health tech.
Right. Apologies, we just lost a link to Durban there, but in a moment we'll try and reconnect with Gavin, who is the founder and director of Kinston. Well, yeah, these things happen, hey? Well, in the meantime, let's continue. Senior Manager for Corporate Legal at the PIC, Pamela Pala, has appeared at the Commission of Inquiry into allegations of impropriety at the corporation. She also testified about her ill treatment and victimization by the former CEO, Dr. Den Machila, and suspended CFO, Matshepo More, because she had a different opinion from what they wanted to hear. Pala alleges that she was sidelined, and a junior lawyer, Ernst Nessan, was then appointed as executive head of legal after a restructuring of the legal department. She also told the inquiry that she was spied on without due notice as required by law. Pala says she doesn't know the reasons for her fallout with top executives, but believes this was because she was an ethical professional, while the top executives wanted people who would support them. Pala says under Nesani's leadership as executive head of legal, the department was fraught with favoritism and she was excluded. Nesani has since left the PIC following allegations of impropriety at VBS Mutual Bank. He was a board member at VBS, seconded there by the PIC. All right, let's try and reconnect with Gavin again. Gavin, I hope you can hear me now. We were still discussing the criteria that we are going to use, or rather that you are going to use to select companies that may apply for funding. Please take it from there.
Thank you, I will do, and excuse us for the technical glitch. The opportunities to invest and the investment criteria for us principally evolve around the fact that we look to invest into high growth tech assets that fit into the financial services, the insurtech, and the health space. Where data plays an integral role for us, that's where we're principally interested. The other aspect is on black-owned SMEs, and we look to invest into black-owned SMEs that are principally aligned with our investors' mandate. So we have a very exciting opportunity to invest across the stage, across the life cycles of businesses, and with tech being a key focus of ours.
One of the challenges that these companies face is access to markets and transfer of skills. So how will this fund change all of that?
Access to market is a very key thing, and there's a broader ecosystem that's actually at play there. That ecosystem consists of players across the spectrum, and it includes corporate South Africa, it includes your large, bigger companies and things like that. One of the things that we tell founders is it's one thing to develop something, it's a whole other thing to take it to market, and market is such a key aspect. I think what's also interesting is just to expand the view of these entrepreneurs and tapping into existing markets in other countries as well. So that is a key aspect. That's something we look to leverage off our own network and our own base as well. And that's a key fundamental in building and establishing these things. And so we have some key strategic investors as well that we're looking to work with in unlocking and building out that ecosystem together.
Okay, Gavin, just very briefly, how can people who want to apply for funding contact you?
They can contact us by going onto our website. What is important there, that it is aligned with our investment mandate and what we look to invest into. And all that information is available on our website. That is www.kingsoncapital.com. And you can reach out to us through digital media and through our networks. That's probably the best way.
All right. Thank you so much, Gavin. Gavin is the founder and director of Kingson Capital, which is a venture capital company, and of course they will be launching a fund tomorrow of about 400 million rand to fund tech companies and other SMEs. Moving on.